Hello, thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Iranpour. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We listen to your concerns. We want to investigate your questions and find solutions that matter in our community. So we're going to begin this show with the traffic that many of you, our viewers, experience along Interstate 15. Do you end up stuck in that a lot? Well, the search for affordable homes has pushed many San Diegans north, across county lines, even into Riverside County. And now many commuters are spending extra time in their cars. They are looking for relief from that. News 8's Steve Price working for you on this and spoke to a driver who's pushing for a solution.
The drive to own an affordable home has put more San Diegans on this stretch of I-15.
What you get here in San Diego, you can get almost double that anywhere else up in Riverside County.
Mo Hussein moved from Oceanside to Murrieta, but so many others had that same idea, so what used to be a 45-minute drive is now double that every day.
Oof. Oh man, that's it's been so challenging.
Mo says throw in a minor fender bender and the commute can easily take over 2 hours. And if you're trying to get to Temecula or Murrieta, there's no escaping it.
There's no secondary freeway or secondary option for motorists that are commuting back and forth to take an alternative route. It's only one way in, one way out.
Frustrated, Mo started an online petition asking for express lanes that are free for carpools. It already has over 1,200 signatures.
I'm not the only one struggling with it. It's just an absolute challenge.
Working for you, we reached out to Sandag, the organization responsible for developing transportation plans around the county.
Sandag actually agrees with Mo that this is a problem, and they have a plan to switch 2 regular lanes into HOV lanes from Escondido all the way up to the Riverside County border. But the problem is that work is not going to be completed until the year 2050. That's right, 24 years from now to make the switch.
Part of the problem is that they still have to find the funding. According to documents we found online, the cost is over $100 million. In the meantime, Sandag said in a statement, we are also currently working on a new rapid bus route from Temecula to Escondido and San Marcos in partnership with the Riverside County Transportation Commission and the North County Transit District.
People are frustrated.
Mo says he doesn't carpool now, but definitely would if HOV lanes were added, and thinks others would too, since it would drastically cut their commute time.
It will cut our time, it will cut our expenses.
And that was Steve Price reporting there. For years now, people who live in parts of Southeast San Diego have complained about the risk of floods and that their streets have been treated like a dumping ground. So now millions in federal funding could help change that. News 8's Richard Allen working for you on this one and shows us how the plans for the Oak Park and Redwood Village neighborhoods could change things.
Well, that's right. Streamview Drive here has been a problem for the community for decades. But this new green infrastructure project here promises to do more than just fix the risk of flooding. Residents say it could also give them something that they have been wanting for years now.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
For Oak Park resident Mi-Ling Lee and her son Reagan, who have lived here since 2012, this upgrade to Streamview Drive is long overdue.
So I feel like the funding could really help our community.
While this area in particular did not flood in January 2024, its proximity to Choyas Creek, which runs parallel, still makes their community vulnerable to future flooding. This newly approved green infrastructure project will reduce that risk, plus beautify the community by adding green space.
We deserve to have this beautification.
Bettina Rausa is co-chair of the Eastern Area Communities Planning Committee, which oversees both Oak Park and Redwood Village.
People that live here richly deserve it. This is a working class neighborhood.
She says this project originally only included street improvements with no green space, something residents here have been fighting for decades.
Our dream of not only that being an avenue, but park area as well, tiny little pocket parks along the way, it's huge.
This funding also upgrades the area's stormwater system, decreasing flood risk by installing an underground water treatment feature to filter out trash and debris during heavy rains.
So when it meets up at the bottom of Streamview Drive, the rainwater will have been cleansed through the system naturally, meet up with the creek water, and, go to the ocean and nice and clean.
Neighbors here say that currently this wide thoroughfare is often used as a trash pile.
Not enough extension. Yeah, sometimes we have to clean the area out there.
Unfortunately, Streamview Drive is a daily dumping ground. People come from other neighborhoods and dump their unwanted items.
This new green infrastructure project promises to bring that to an end.
It will discourage the dumping. It will give the residents of Streamview Drive more pride on their street.
And this new project is part of a larger future vision for Streamview Drive here, including more roundabouts and better lighting, as well as bike lanes and improved parking. Now, as for this green infrastructure project, which already has funding, construction set to start next year and wrap up sometime in 2029. Back to you.
And now if you have spotted these large white flowers popping up around San Diego, experts say looks can be deceiving. So this is how they start. They're interesting. Experts warn every part of this plant is poisonous, eventually turns into this. News 8's Alex Cheney working for you, talking to experts about what we should all watch for.
Its large white trumpet-shaped blooms and spiky green seed pods make it easy to spot. But don't let its appearance fool you. Experts say every part of the plant is toxic.
For sure. Yeah,
Okay.
Toxic plant.
Working for you today, I spoke to Joe DeWolf with the San Diego Botanic Garden. He says the leaves, flowers, seeds, and spiny pods all contain natural toxins that can make people and animals seriously ill if ingested.
Contain different alkaloids, toxic alkaloids and compounds. And primarily, they're just a defense mechanism to prevent animals from eating the plants.
The plant has been used for thousands of years in certain indigenous ceremonies because of its powerful hallucinogenic effects. But today, experts say it should never be experimented with.
They're hallucinogenic. They cause delirium. Yeah, it's a pretty unique plant with its own little unique toxic soup of compounds and alkaloids.
Datura wrightii is a member of the tomato family, sprouting along highways, trails, vacant lots, and other disturbed areas. It blooms from spring through fall, with peak blooms happening right now across San Diego. Its sweet-smelling flowers open after sunset, attracting hawk moths and other nighttime pollinators. But experts say the best way to enjoy it is to leave it alone.
Enjoy it. Don't eat it. It has these big white night blooming flowers that you can smell, and they smell amazing.
Okay, they smell good, but yes, don't put them in your mouth. County tells us they are aware of the plant, but it's not considered a massive risk for the general public right now because, yeah, not too many people, I would think, would want to eat the random plants they might see. Still ahead, concerns about a potential fire hazard surrounding a school and homes. We're working for you, going to dig into who is responsible for these trees right there. And then later on, should your digital footprint determine what you pay for stuff online? We're going to dig into the controversy surrounding what's called surveillance pricing. The city of San Diego has now renewed its partnership with Caltrans to clear homeless encampments along state-owned freeway corridors. This renewed agreement follows a year-long pilot program that allowed crews to clear encampments along a 5-mile stretch through downtown Sherman Heights and Barrio Logan. Governor Gavin Newsom now says the state will also continue reimbursing the city for the cleanups. City leaders say the effort will improve public safety while helping connect people with shelters and services as they go through some of these encampment spots. A Rancho Bernardo woman raising concerns about a potential fire hazard surrounding Westwood Elementary School and thousands of nearby homes. News 8's Shannon Handy working for you to find out the problem and why this has not been solved.
I'm standing above Westwood Elementary School. It's part of the Poway Unified School District. The campus is surrounded by palm trees, which, as you can see, haven't been trimmed in years. The viewer who reached out says that's because no one will take responsibility for them.
It's very frustrating.
Debbie Nolan has lived in the Westwood community for 13 years. She says in all that time, she's never seen the palm trees behind her home trimmed.
And with every fire season, which is continuously year-round, the concern is growing that it's only a matter of time before a spark gets in there and it just sets up a massive wildfire.
It's not just a handful of trees. There are dozens lining the hillside surrounding Westwood Elementary, many covered in dry, dead fronds from top to bottom. Nolan worries about the hundreds of students who attend the school, as well as the thousands of people who live nearby.
There's 2,500 homes in this Westwood community that could potentially get impacted if these trees started going up.
She says she's contacted everyone from Poway Unified to the Westwood HOA and the city of San Diego, but so far no solution.
There's been this finger pointing back and forth, and nobody will do it.
So she turned to News 8. I spent the day making calls and sending emails to find out who's responsible. Here's what I learned. Poway Unified acknowledges it owns the property where the trees are. However, district leaders say agreements dating back to the 1970s transfer maintenance responsibilities to the predecessor of the current homeowners association in exchange for use of the slope. A district spokesperson told News 8, consistent with similar use agreements, the district's position is that permission to use the area carries with it responsibility for its ongoing maintenance. The district says it assessed the trees in 2023 and estimated the cost of trimming them at about $190,000. The spokesperson says they offered to split that cost with the HOA, but the HOA declined. As for the HOA, their spokesperson tells News 8 it does not believe the trees are its responsibility, adding, despite numerous requests, Poway Unified has been unable to provide a copy of the agreement the district is relying on.
Everybody's concerned, but everybody thinks somebody else is doing something about it.
Nolan hopes sounding the alarm will lead to action before there's an emergency.
I'm just hoping by maybe expanding the awareness that more people will get involved.
Meantime, I also reached out to San Diego Fire Rescue to ask whether these trees pose a significant fire risk and if any action can be required. As of news time, I had not heard back. Working for you, Shanna Handy, News 8.
We will continue following up on that and let you know any updates if they happen. It looks like the quickest way to a popular beach. Have you done this route? Well, lifeguards say it's anything but safe. Coming up, why rescues keep piling up and the route they want you to take instead over to Black's Beach. Welcome back here. Auto thefts are dropping sharply across San Diego County following state trends. New CHP data shows just over 8,000 vehicles were stolen last year. That's actually down nearly 26% from the year 2024. Statewide car thefts also dropped for the second straight year. I'm glad to be reporting this. 133,000 vehicles stolen last year, though, one every 4 minutes on average. But that is still well below what happened in 2024. Wow, that's so many, though. The good news, more than 84% of stolen vehicles were in fact recovered. State officials credit expanded operations for the decline in those thefts. San Diego lifeguards warning you to stay off these trails heading to Black's Beach from the Torrey Pines glider port. One wrong turn could put you in danger. We know a lot of people take this route. News 8's Sean Stiles working for you. He talked with lifeguards about what they want you to know.
For most people, access to Black's Beach is through the Torrey Pines glider port. But if you come and look at this signage right here, it says, unstable cliffs, stay back, no public access. This is not a designated path.
We can make anywhere from 2 to 3 cliff rescues in a week here at Black's Beach alone.
I met with San Diego City Lifeguard Lieutenant Charles Knight to explain why.
This is not a designated trail because it's not maintained by the city.
And that's the problem.
It looks like they have stairs, everybody else is going down the trail, so it seems safe. It's difficult getting down, but it's even more difficult getting back up.
And with no designated trail, one can wander off the main path like these ladies did while we were there.
Because we kind of were like stuck a little bit, and then someone told us that like it didn't lead through this one way we went, but there was no like directions for where we were supposed to go.
So you got caught on a blind trail.
Yeah.
So I asked Lieutenant Knight, if not through the Torrey Pines glider port, then where?
The only real access to Black's Beach is going to be Black Gold Road, which is a paved road all the way down to the beach that is maintained by UCSD.
That's right off La Jolla Farms Road. I've gone to Black's Beach through this access point many a time. Here's the problem and what you'll want to know. The parking is tight, lots of red curbs. There's a 2-hour limit, and parking enforcement is hovering all the time, ready to ticket. Remember, the city needs money. So it's a sprint down about 15 minutes, surf for an hour plus, and then a sprint back up to avoid a ticket. It's a lot safer, but time is limited. For those heading down from the glider port, Lieutenant Knight says many just don't come prepared.
A lot of the times they don't bring water, they get dehydrated, and on the way back up, especially on Citizens Trail, they run into issues, they get dehydrated, and they don't feel good, and that initiates quite a few cliff rescues for us.
So even though Citizens Trail may look like the path down to Black's Beach, it is not designated. So if you listen to Lieutenant Knight, use common sense if you're heading down here, come prepared, lots of water, and be ready for a long hike back up. It's not a short one. Sean Stiles, News 8.
Yeah, what goes down must come up. So yeah, that long trek up is a tough one. Thank you, Sean, for that insight. Coming up here, companies determining how much you pay based on your personal data. We're going to bring you the latest on a push to end what's considered surveillance pricing. Welcome back here to our Working For You special. City leaders are still dealing with a lot of backlash after more than a dozen restrooms in Mission Bay Park were closed. Community members are frustrated, saying it has created an unsanitary environment. It's driving away visitors with the stench. Councilman Raul Campillo recently sent a memo to San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, pushing him to reopen the restrooms.
Recurring funding source. It's called the general fund. It's your tax dollars. If we reduced city staff and middle managers just a little bit more, we could have bathrooms for people at Mission Bay Park instead of, frankly, smelling the disgusting smell you see outside the closed restrooms where people can't hold it and just go on the side.
Yeah, people have seen a lot of yucky things on those walls near there, but Mayor Todd Gloria disagrees, saying that it would be premature to commit resources. Having a roommate does not help make rent more affordable in San Diego. This is according to a report from spareroom.com. They say renting an average room, not apartment, hit a record high of $1,346 a month for one room. I hope a bathroom comes with that. That's actually 4% higher than last year. The report says that makes us the most expensive city in California. We beat out LA. Highest roommate rent is in New York. That's about $1,500, so not that far off from us. Lowest in San Antonio, Houston, and Las Vegas. If you have felt like you're paying more online than maybe somebody else, you might be right. It's called surveillance pricing. Companies using your personal data to decide what to charge you. State lawmakers want to ban it, but as Nicole Comstock shares, the ban may cost you in other ways.
Most people we spoke with were not on board.
I didn't know that was even legal, so it sounds illegal to me.
They should not be allowed to do that, and then the government should do something to stop it.
With the practice of surveillance pricing, that's where companies, including stores, online shopping sites, and airlines, use our personal data to set different prices for different people based on where you live, how often you shop online, and how much you spend.
Definitely an invasion of privacy, so not cool.
Or even worse.
I think that's considered fraud.
And it's infuriating, but what are you going to do?
Your data should not be used against you.
Jamie Cord is the president of Consumer Watchdog. He says most people are not comparing what they're being charged versus other customers.
Most consumers don't notice it at all, and that's why they get away with it.
Ensuring fairness in pricing is not just about personal economics, it is preventing a new form of digital exploitation.
State Assembly member Christopher Ward authored the bill to ban surveillance pricing in California, and it's moving closer toward becoming a law. But some companies are pushing back, saying it could actually drive prices up.
I don't want consumers waking up if the governor signs this on January 1 saying,
Why can Californians not get the discounts that you can get in Arizona, Nevada, Oregon?
The California Retailers Association says the way the bill is written, it could keep some businesses like grocery stores from offering any custom prices, like discounts and coupons for frequently purchased items, because they'll have to weigh the potential risk of lawsuits.
This is not a consumer protection bill. It is a gift to trial attorneys to sue businesses.
But some shoppers aren't buying that.
I think a pretty low percent of people who even receive coupons even end up using them. So I feel like that's just an argument for the sake of the argument.
They can't agree that this debate over pricing is driven by multiple, increasingly modern factors.
Combination of a capitalistic economy, a free society, also the mere fact that with artificial intelligence now kicking in, so it knows practically everything about you.
When lawmakers return from summer recess on August 3rd, the full Senate will be cleared to debate, amend, or vote on this bill. Now, if it passes the Senate floor, then it goes on to the governor's desk. Nicole Comstock, CBS LA.
Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Irampour with your Working For You special. That's going to do it for us now. And remember, if there's something you want us to look into, always email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Hope you have a great day.